Good evening and welcome to Audio Dungeon. I am Tony Hansen, your host, joined by the rest of the Audio Dungeon crew, Luke Herdani, Dan Isgro, Liam Lynch, and Damian Scro. Thank you to our sponsors and partners, Fantasy Network, Dungeon TV, Phoenix Studios, Norse Foundry, Dungeon Dragons Memes, My D&D, and Nerd Asteroid. And thank you to our staff, Nick Simone, Percival Fairweather, Todd Heaney Lee House, and Liam Lynch. Guys, today is Monday, which means that we are doing nerd news with our special segment today. We're going to geek out on a certain topic every single week and talk about something that we think is important for nerds everywhere. And after that, we may be playing a Skip the Dungeon if we have time. And then we're going into a very special episode of Roll and Rumble. And for those of you that are counting, this is our last episode of the year right now. So there will be no other episodes until January 4th. We return on Wednesdays for a Session 0 for Knights of Andar. And then the Monday after that, which might be the 9th, I believe, is that what it is? Will be the return of Roll and Rumble, D6 Arcade, and all of those things. So, guys, welcome. How's everybody's week?
All right.
Not bad.
Well.
So far, so good. This is like a mid-season finale type episode.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yes, it is.
Mhm.
Yes, it is.
Could be a cliffhanger.
Yeah, maybe.
It might be.
It could be.
Interesting.
Nerd
So,
news cliffhanger.
So we're joined by Chris is inside right now. Chris, are you okay with the switch right now? I'm noticing that we are not switching at all. It's just this large view, but with no switching happening. Hopefully everything's going right in there. Hey,
Oh, there you
hey,
go.
it
All
switched.
right.
It
There you
happened.
go.
I just call out the new guy on his first day.
Well,
No big deal.
when the switch doesn't happen, and it hasn't happened yet, we have to make sure it's
Tony,
working.
are you okay hosting the show?
He could have passed
Are
out
you-
there. He could have passed. If I pass out, you might ask me if I'm okay, right?
Yeah, if you stop talking.
If I stop talking, you
yeah.
might say,
Right.
"What should we do here? What's the plan?"
I usually wait till the person actually hits the floor.
Oh,
as you know,
As witnessed.
right,
as was seen.
right. That was your first day here too, right?
My first day here.
Yeah. Yep.
Lee's first day here, too.
It
Yeah.
was. I hope you're doing well, Leland.
Oh, you know what? Now that you mention that, I apologize. We do have a history of people passing out of their first days here. Six
Oh,
arcade.
man.
Wait, who else history? Who else passed out?
Leland passed
Leland.
out. His first time
That's
here.
right.
Right. Oh, I did mean there was somebody else who passed out as
No.
well.
I'm just saying.
Oh.
We have a history.
We've now created a history of people passing out.
Yeah.
So, yep, that's
Think
what
it
happens.
No, you were right to check up on Chris.
Oh, thank you. We finally got there. Awesome. This conversation was worth it.
Okay.
So, guys, we're starting off with nerd news today. There's a lot that has happened this last week, and the first one is a big topic. It is the ending of the current universe for DC.
Whoa.
Dun,
So
dun, dun.
this started off, there's so many angles to talk about with this. So, and I've heard multiple reports. I'm not sure what's true. I'll tell you what I've heard. And for those who are watching, feel free to correct me or let me know the latest. But apparently, Gal Gadot, Cavill, Momoa are all gone. Ben Affleck, gone. And Ezra Miller, it might be in it or not. I saw something saying he was, and I'm not really sure what that means.
That's the weirdest part of it all.
That is the weirdest part of it all.
Jesus.
Because he's the one that had a lot of trouble, a lot of weird things going
They're
on.
going to keep him and Amber Heard. Everybody else. Is out.
Yes, exactly. So I don't know. So there's a lot to talk about here because I have an idea of what's going on, of what I think is happening, of course. And you have to add in that, which we'll talk about, and we can all discuss it. We have to add in Black Adam, because Black Adam did not do well. Okay, and supposedly, I don't know what it's up to now, but they were. I'll give a number that's close to what's going on so people can see it, because I don't know. Again, I don't know where we're at, but it was something like $30 million. They're saying that they're in profit, right? So at the time, $35 million, I believe. And then it came out, somebody was saying that, well, to get there, to cross that finish line of profit, that Warner Brothers sold the rights to play the licensing, whatever it would be, for Black Adam to HBO, which is their own company. And it put them in for the negative for $80 million is what I heard. Again, all these numbers could be wrong, but I heard $80 million, and that brought them up to the line and then over the line. And then The Rock went out and said, hey, we made $35 million. Hey, you got to start somewhere. Captain America only made a certain amount of money and didn't do so great as what we're seeing right now. And then he stopped following all of DC and like Warner Brother accounts.
He's like separating himself on
Completely
social media,
separate,
right?
yeah. And he went so
Really?
hard. There's so many things that he went through in these different videos popping up, how hard he went like this. Besides him talking about, this is going to be the best, I've talked about this before, this is going to be the best defining moment of my career, which was, when he said that, I was like, oh, okay. It could be, yeah. We didn't know at the time. And then him coming out and saying that's going to completely change the landscape and all this stuff. And supposedly on the back end, where he was fighting to get Cavill back in, supposedly.
I think I read something about that too.
Right. They were saying that he was like kind of throwing his weight around, so I want him back.
Yeah.
And I have so many thoughts about it, like what's really going on. So he fought him back. He appears in it. Okay. He appears in the movie for a cameo. In October, they say he's back. He's back. Here it is, guys.
Yeah.
And there's a big announcement at a convention. And then now, as of days ago, he's out. So I have a lot of thoughts on this. I'm going to let you guys, if you have something you want to say, what are you thinking going on? Otherwise, I'll tell you what I'm thinking.
I was confused because I watched Black Adam and I saw him pop up in there, and it was like, oh, what's going on now? Because then I had just heard the news too, like that he was not going to be.
It's weird to see
playing
it
that
post,
character anymore,
post
and then
the
I
news,
just
right?
see him, there he is.
Right.
And so what's going on, DC? What's going on? Because
Very familiar question.
right, that seems like that's what people are asking all the time. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I mean, I don't know.
Well,
It seemed like they had some really good things going for them. That's what I thought.
Yeah, they had this big regime change, and I want to like James Gunn. I like some of the stuff he's done, but I don't know if he's the guy axing everybody or what. But it's really a lot of changes,
right? So
not ones that necessarily needed to be made. I don't think too many people were complaining about the actors playing those roles.
Right.
Right.
I mean, you figure if they're bringing in a new regime, they're bringing in James Gunn. Like maybe this is his decision to like tell the fans, like, "Hey,
that Chris Pratt is going to be
starting
playing
over."
Superman.
Chris Pratt will be playing every single role.
Michael Rooker will
Batman.
definitely be in there somewhere.
So many.
But
So-
no, like this, I think this might be just his way of like telling the fans, like, "Hey, we're taking this in a whole new direction now." Like, I see we're not as popular as Marvel was. Like, we're just starting from scratch and doing things my way, my direction from the very beginning.
It might not be a bad thing, but it's going to be weird, and it seems like there's not a great reason to let some of those people go. But
right.
I mean, just new management, new employees, new team.
So here's my thoughts. One, if I had to guess what they were going to do for the future, and who knows, they could just do the same thing again. They may avoid origin stories because I feel like we're done origin stories, right?
Yeah, come on.
Please.
I have a feeling they're going to go because a lot of the cartoons in DC are great. They're really good, and I have a feeling that they may try to launch in with Justice League established already in like their station above Earth, and just start from there. And then you would have me, I'm sure a lot of people being like, I'm on board. What are we going to do? What's happening, right?
Yeah. I mean, that
So,
sounds exciting.
I'm wondering if they're going to do that. They want to put a bookend on this version of the DC multiverse, and then they can the sooner they end it. Besides James Gunn coming in and changing direction, yes, that's happening. But I'm kind of just going a little deeper here. Besides, the faster they put a bookend on it, is the sooner they can get the movies going forward, and they can come back in and do the same thing that we saw with Spider-Man and start bringing in a old Superman versus new Superman kind of thing. I think they're seeing that we have all these opportunities, but it can't happen now because think about it. If they extend forward, I guarantee you they're watching the numbers of Cavill being announced, coming in, seeing Black Adam come in, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's on it, Cavill's back in. They looked at the numbers and it did terrible, and they're like, you know what? It's just not working. And it's not. People love Cavill, but the numbers are not there.
Yeah.
So I think they need to end it, move on, and then figure out how to monetize it better. And I think a while ago when they stopped, when the whole thing kind of fell apart, they were doing Shazam and Aquaman coming out, and then Wonder Woman 2. I think they were delaying it. They wanted to see if they can get back to at a time where they can come back and get people to care and get more invested. And I think they tried, and I think it failed. And then they're like, okay, we're putting it out, we're rebooting, and I think they're going to bring Cavill back, maybe with Wonder Woman, whoever. And then they're going to try to do like multiple Spider-Mans or multiple Batmans or a Batman Beyond the future. I think all that cool stuff is in our future, but I think they have to move on to the next phase. That's just my thoughts.
But what do you think they're putting a bookend on?
Right, that's what I
This-
was gonna say.
oh,
What do you
this-
think their bookend's gonna be? Though, you think it's Black Adam is the bookend, or like is there gonna be something after that? Or
Oh, I
like,
don't know.
Well, what was
so
next? What was next on the slate for? They had like 4 movies supposed to come out next year. They
Yeah,
had like a Blue Beetle movie and Wonder Woman 3 and
I think they're gonna. I don't know. If I had to
the
guess,
Flash movie. Is that happening or not?
I don't know.
Aquaman 2.
So to say this, to say that, say that
They
Flash.
finished these movies. Like, they're just not gonna.
So what you could do is, like, Shazam has not been in with Cavill, right? That was supposed to happen, but it didn't happen,
Yeah.
right? That cameo. So Shazam could be in the next universe, right? So they could be holding off on that. There's no reason why he can't appear with them, even though it seems like it's this. So they may have saved that. Aquaman is done. Godot is done. Affleck is done. So I imagine I would guess that anything new that we haven't seen in DC will be in the new one. If it's in the old one, I'd be very shocked. Why would you kill the entire main cast and say this is still in that universe? That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
If they're relaunching it, James Gunn's in charge. I imagine he's saying okay, and I've just got rid of all these people, so it has to be in the new one.
So you think it's gonna be a whole alternate universe, not like almost like a soft reboot, like skip ahead to a time like you said where the Justice League is fully formed and they have some catastrophic thing that they need to work on, but just have new actors in the roles. You think they're just gonna?
I think so in some way.
Retcon everything that they've done.
Yeah, I that's my guess. I mean, Shazam. Why would they? I think people love Shazam. I loved the movie. I thought it was great.
Yeah, I thought that Wonder Woman and Aquaman were like the standouts.
Yes.
Of the stuff I've seen. I've seen most of them, but
the first Wonder Woman, the second one, I thought was terrible.
I didn't think the second one was as terrible as people thought. It was
I agree.
definitely not nowhere near as good as the first one, but I didn't think it was completely horrible. I mean, there were parts of it that I liked.
Yeah, I feel like they resurrected the character Chris Pine just to do it because they felt like it needed him, and then
yeah, well, it was comical too. All the comedy came from kind of his
right.
It's weird to say in a movie that Kristen Wiig is in, but he was like the funny part of the movie, because of him being so out of 100 years out of time. You know.
Yeah, and I know the director who came out. Some might know her name. I can't remember her name. But she worked on it, and now I think she's working on Rogue Squadron.
Oh, maybe.
I heard that she got let go from both of those projects.
She got let go from both.
That's what I heard. That somewhere. That it seemed like she was difficult or something, but it doesn't. It seems like that's probably not the case at this point.
I read that she says
she passed on Rogue Squadron to do Wonder Woman 3 is what she had said.
But then she came back.
She going back to that now?
So she came back and Rogue Squadron was still going on, but now she's like, I still don't know if it's still happening because apparently when you're in pre-production or even I guess production to some degree, they still don't know it's going to release, when it's going to release, or things like that.
Right.
That's what she was saying in the interview. But she talked about kind of the frustrations with Wonder Woman 2, and yeah, it was just a very weird movie. The first one was great, and I don't know. I feel like they were trying to accomplish something different than what was the natural flow of what the movie should be. And sometimes I feel like when you feel like that, I feel like that way with new Star Trek stuff. I feel like a lot of new Star Trek, it's like this is what you have a feeling of what the movie's trying to do, and then you feel someone else coming in and trying to say, "Oh yeah, and this and that." And you're like, just do the story. Let's just do the thing. I don't want other things.
Now, I haven't seen the new Star Trek movies, but is Chris Pine not in those as well?
The shows, and some of them.
The shows.
Okay. Yeah, the shows are okay. Picard, it seems like a cash grab at this point. It's not really going great.
I only saw the first season.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
Strange New Worlds is like it's like a new one since if you don't know how much you know about the franchise, but that's pretty good. It's closest to being.
I've heard that's good.
Yeah, I like it. And then Discovery, I liked, but now I'm starting to really not care about it anymore. But anyway, yeah, who knows what they're gonna do? Shazam could be saved. I think they want to save it. Shazam felt like the first breath of fresh air in the DC universe. Would you agree with that or no?
Maybe, but I don't think that's like taking care of the core issues that a lot of people have with the DC universe.
Yes, well, James Gunn would and his partner. What's his partner's name? Do you remember?
Saffron.
Yes, something like that, or that's it. And they would be obviously the driving force on changing everything. They're keeping Peacemaker. Apparently, he wants to do another Peacemaker.
Yeah. Well, he's all over that. Yeah,
yes, he loves that.
He did the last Suicide Squad movie, right?
Yes.
After Marvel fired him.
Peacemaker was great.
Peacemaker was good.
That show was so fun, to watch.
It was great.
But I mean, I do hope that like Superman and Batman aren't gonna get like the Guardians of the Galaxy treatment now, where like every other line is a clever little quip, and everyone's clowning around with each other.
I think somewhere in the comments over all the people fussing over this, I saw some people that were saying like that they liked that the DC movies had a much more serious tone than the Marvel stuff. That it was less jokes and stuff like that. And I mean, I don't know how I feel one way or the other, but certainly they weren't as entertaining as the stuff that Marvel has been doing well for. Well, obviously people are bitching about Phase 4, so I guess
people are going to complain about everything.
the
but
things that Marvel did well for the first 12 years.
I just think Marvel beat DC to the punch.
Absolutely.
And they just never caught up. And then they kept trying to relaunch because, like, oh, if we do this, we'll get there. If we do this, we'll get there. And then everyone's like, they have burnout on superhero movies.
Yeah, when something didn't work, they changed directions. They pivoted pretty quick. Like, Thor: The Dark World wasn't a successful Thor movie with the fans, so they turned around and made a comedy next. That worked tremendously well. So
I mean, the thing that always like kind of kept me away from DC was that like I feel like in 2008 they had a lot of success with The Dark Knight and with the Nolan trilogy with Batman, and I feel like when they started to really sink their teeth into the DC universe, it was like Batman was dark, so now we're going to create these movies. And dark comic book movies are great.
Yeah.
Like this is what's going to separate us from Marvel, but dark. Everything is dark. Everything is dark. And like when I would see like a Superman trailer or like something for the Superman movie, like I don't want to see like muted blue colors and like, a Superman who's like kind of demure. No, like Superman should be like a bastion of goodness, Like give me the bright blue, give me the waving cape, give me like this,
Yeah, he's an
And, like,
alien.
right. Yeah.
It's not like some guy dressing up,
Right. So like I feel like
superhero
there
guy.
should be like a difference between watching like a Superman movie and a Batman movie. Like it's like I did never really appreciated the viewpoint of like, well, this was dark, let's make this dark too. Like, there could have, I feel like each movie can have its own serious tone, and that can be the way it stands out from Marvel, but like dark and brooding and like self reflecting doesn't always have to be like the order of the day for all DC superheroes.
That was like Zack Snyder's MO, it seemed like.
Yeah.
It was, but I thought Man of Steel was awesome. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was too long, but I found myself engaged in the movie. I love the fact that I felt horribly sad for Superman for most of that movie.
Which is
like, this
odd, right?
Poor guy. Like,
Right?
he's got no one like him. Anyway, he doesn't know what to do. He's like a destitute, wayward, all-powerful being.
Yeah.
I think the Supermans were good. I liked Superman versus Batman. I thought it was good. I feel like it might be a hard. I've only watched it once, actually. If I watched it in the theater, and I felt like it was very Shakespearean in the theater. And it's just because they were making it so dramatic and building it up to the end. The Martha thing at the end, dumb.
Say that name.
Yeah, that was really lame.
That was.
It's like someone realized something and they were like, "Oh my God, we're gonna go with this." And I see why you would choose it, but like, it's not enough. It's not enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that movie just that was the movie that was very apparent. They were just trying to catch up to Marvel, like in one movie.
Yes.
They were trying to cover like 6 years worth of work.
Exactly. That's
It was
exactly.
like we're just gonna leak all these other
statement.
characters in and put, why was Doomsday in it at all? It was very strange that they packed way too much into that movie.
Yes.
It would have needed to be 9 hours long, like the next Avatar movie that James Cameron's already saying.
And
9 hours.
Yes, we'll talk about that next. and before in the past, the current leadership was saying about Batman and Superman and such that they would never put them in a joint movie because they're too big, too iconic, and it just won't happen. And then when they were exactly what you just said, when they were trying to play catch up, they were like, "Well, let's do it."
Yeah. And let's throw 60 other characters in there too.
Yeah. So I feel like they made a run, and I even feel with Justice League, it's almost like they were trying to do it. I watched the dramatic black and white Justice League. I liked it. I thought it was pretty cool, but again, I'm not as attached to it the same way I am to Marvel, and I think Marvel did a slow arc, a slow burn, and it did it right, and you had a pacing in the background. You don't agree?
To a certain extent, but go ahead, keep going.
I feel like Marvel from Iron Man on, they had that pressure about joining the characters up, which at the time was like a finger on the pulse of what's going on, because that was cool. That was really cool. Now it's like old hat. Oh, you're going to join them up? Cool. But it's not like, what?
Right.
Because that's how it was in the past. We didn't have that before. And because they're on that, fast forward to now to 2021 when you have Spider-Man comes out and they're like, they're going to join all 3 Spider-Man. That was the finger on the pulse.
Yeah.
So Marvel, and kudos to Kevin Feige, is very aware of what is the coolest thing to do right now. Where are we at? And I think DC is just in the background saying like, oh, that's cool. We should do something like that. Yeah. What do we got here? A Cuisinart? Like, what's going on over here?
Their board meetings. The guy's like, well, Marvel just did this. Let's just do what they did.
I 100% believe that they go back and forth between this is our idea. Like, let's just do what Marvel's doing. Yeah. No, we can do this. But Marvel's doing this. We should just do that.
They're going to make a Superman movie with Brandon Routh and Dean Cain and Christopher Reeves. They're all coming back.
Right.
Not Cavill, though.
No, Cavill's out until a further date. But
George Reeves and
all the dead Supermen are coming back too.
Oh, man.
If I was running this, if I was in charge of the story going forward, I would just go right to them, the space station above, and start it from there. And then you could make it just with the core group. You don't have to go to like the crazy amount of superheroes. You could do that later on, right? When you need to, but you could start there, and every one of those cartoons that I've seen, and they start the characters different ways. Who knows who? Maybe Batman doesn't know this person, or they do know each other, or they're already working with each other, or they're not. Figure whichever one you're going to do. Those stories where they start with the world in a bad place is the way to go, because how many stories start in the middle, and if you do it right, they can work. If you do it wrong, it can be terrible. Yeah. But Justice League. Long time to get there to the point of what's going on. You could have easily just wiped it off, start with an invasion, and maybe that would have been the better thing to do and spend the time in that rather than that. I hope they do something like that, and maybe they will. Maybe they won't. I don't know.
I actually kind of like your idea of them just starting it with them all together as a team. Right?
Yeah.
It's like, well, we know the backstories, right? If they're so desperate for it and the movie's a huge hit, they could go ahead and make origin movies afterwards.
We don't
have the actors locked up.
You never. I don't even think you really need. How many times to go back to an origin story and you're maybe happy Wolverine at the time. You were happy for a Wolverine movie, and you're like, okay, I'll take it because it's Wolverine, but I'd rather not have the origin. You don't really care.
Yeah, I agree.
Have you ever said in your life, I want the origin story, how this happened? You want another one.
There might have been a moment where I wanted an origin. Oh
Who?
Man, I don't know, but I feel like there was.
Cool.
I don't know.
You know what's funny? You mentioned Wolverine. When the X-Men movie came out, the first one, I was a big X-Men fan when I was younger, and I collected those comics for a few years. And I did not go see that movie in theaters. I was like, why would I want to see it? Because they're just cashing in on. Like all superhero movies that usually stink, I was like, they're just cashing in on the fact that Wolverine's popular,
right?
And Halle Berry was popular and stuff. And I was like, they should be telling the story of the original X-Men, but that movie wouldn't make any money because Wolverine's not in it,
right?
Like they should have, Cyclops and Beast and Iceman. And
we were just happy to get an X-Men movie, and hopefully it's good.
Like my buddy was all excited. He's like, "You want to come?" I was like, "Nope." I went to see it alone. Poor guy.
And the same thing. You can use that as another example too. I thought when the first one came out, I wanted to see them battling. What's the name of the bots?
The Sentinels.
Sentinels. I want to see them battling Sentinels. Take me right into it. Just start battling the Sentinels.
Right.
I don't need to see like, oh, who are you? Hello, hi, I'm Wolverine. No, just go. Agree or disagree?
I do agree with you because I feel like that's that's what you want to see in a comic book. Like you want to see the group together as a cohesive unit,
right?
And there's a common threat that they want to overcome as a team,
right?
And then as time goes on and you need to create some conflict within the group, you create that conflict and
get
the fellowship together.
Goes on from there.
And if you want the origin, let's say that you felt like it was important to get it in there, flash it back. Flashback to a scene of the origin, give him a little bit, and that might be enough. You'd be surprised how that's enough, I would think.
But it's also very difficult to introduce a new character or a new group to an audience without actually introducing them. And just kind of saying, here's a guy, here's what he's doing. Without saying here's how his superpower or here's how his unusual ability kind of was discovered or fits into the world that he's in. It's almost like you're being asked to start a movie like an act 2 without introducing characters to the audience, which is kind of tough to do. It's a little unnatural, you know?
Yeah.
If I'm remembering correctly, in the second X-Men, they gave you a little bit of how Wolverine was created. Actually, yeah, it was about how he was created.
Oh yeah.
And that was cool. Like they melded it in, but then they kept it in the present, and then they had him appear again in one of the newer X-Men movies when he was just like fresh out of the tank running around, and he leaves.
Oh yeah.
That was cool. You
That's
know,
right.
but
I will say I 100% agree with you when we got 2 Punisher movies, and the first movie we got with Thomas Jane, where like it gave you the origin story of the Punisher, and I was like, this is okay, like, you know, whatever. It's a Punisher movie. It's cool. I liked it. I enjoyed it. But then when Punisher Warzone came out, and it's just like it was like this much above being a B movie, and it's just a Punisher murdering people for an hour and a half. Like this is exactly
insane.
what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
That movie is awesome.
I couldn't.
That movie's
it's
crazy.
Just all Punisher killing people the whole time. It's
I couldn't
awesome.
disagree with you more. That is
Really?
that is a B movie.
That's okay. You can say that, but it
could be B plus though.
There's something
it's
crazy
violent
and
as hell.
special about that movie.
Yeah,
Yes, insane.
Yeah.
It really
So
is.
I think that's what it is. It's DC is trying to figure out. Black Adam did not do well, and it wasn't because they didn't get the biggest star in the world, because they did. You know, one of Dan's faves, and you know, it wasn't because they don't have the biggest character. You know, Henry Cavill coming in, Superman. You know, obviously that's a build up to. I believe he's the villain towards Shazam, who there's a cartoon obviously where they fight back and forth. I believe. Everything was right, but it's still wrong. It's just not working. And every time they try, they come in. I keep seeing $500 million or less. They're just not making those numbers. Marvel comes in $2 billion, $1 billion, 1.2, 700,000. You know, 700 million rather. They're just not getting the same numbers. Everything they're doing is paling in comparison. And maybe it's because, again, Marvel did the slow burn. Because Marvel, if you think about it, like you might get your aunt, you know, your mother. It's like they go see Marvel because they know just enough to go see it, and it's whatever. But I feel like if you had a Batman movie, they may not say. Depending who, this is not for everybody. I'm generalizing, but
you're saying the accessibility of those movies maybe is a little wider. The audience is a little bit wider,
right?
Than perhaps some of these other ones.
Than Batman and Superman. There's not a single character
but
in
everybody
the MCU who's more character than Batman.
You're
or
absolutely
Superman.
right. You're right. You're right. They're more iconic. They absolutely are more iconic. But again, sometimes I keep feeling the question here, or the debate here, is the right answer is not really the right answer, because you would say, well, who should we make a movie for? A Superman movie? Like, well,
it's like
they're going to see this one,
but
they're not going to see that one. So what's happening?
Right.
But that's the right answer, right? Because they're who's more famous? Superman, 100%. But they're not seeing that one. They're going to see
Marvel,
a raccoon with a rocket.
Right.
Yeah.
The first Guardians movie, when you didn't know those characters, a lot of people that were introduced to those characters in those movies. Those first. I didn't know those comics.
Yes.
You know. And right off
and
the
I
bat,
thought it was the worst
like,
thing ever. I was like, Marvel. I was like, I want them to do well, and I go, this is the wrong move. And it came out. It was the best thing ever.
When did you think it was the wrong move? Before the movie came out?
Yes.
Oh, okay, all right.
No,
I had no
not
idea.
after. After I was like, I want more.
I didn't know what I was in for, but when I started watching that movie, I was like, oh, this is great. Right off the bat, that movie was
fantastic.
Awesome. Yeah,
it's fantastic. So I even thought when Ant-Man came out, I was worried again. I was like, I don't know what Ant-Man's gonna do well. I never really liked the Ant-Man from the comics, from the cartoons, and you just didn't know. But they do well. They have misses. Marvel has misses. They have a few.
Oh yeah, well,
you know, and I think even the new Thor is an example of kind of like a miss the mark. And I think they took what Waititi did with the last one, Ragnarok, and then try to do it again. And it just came off as like you're just doing a sequel to all the humor, and it's a little bit too much. And even after that, I want to say like a week after that, I saw Hemsworth comes out and he's like, yeah, but the next Thor, when we do it again, you know, I need a more serious one, like, you know, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, yes, because that one was just like too, it was funny with the hammer, with the coming up and being a thing. But that with the other jokes was a little bit too much. And it was just turned into a comedy, which is fine to a degree.
Yeah. The other one is too. Ragnarok is too.
Yeah. But Ragnarok was when it was the right time. It was the finger on the pulse, and they needed to wake the character up, and Ragnarok was the answer, right? But then you go on to the next day. What's the answer? It's not the same answer anymore. And that's what, and that's not easy to know. I'm sitting in a
Right.
chair talking about
In
$1 million
hindsight,
spent,
right.
you know, like
Hindsight, you
right.
know.
But that was the wrong answer. Ragnarok was the right answer.
Ragnarok 2 was a perfect breath of fresh air because then the next movie came and they killed everybody off and snapped away half the universe. So it was.
So Ragnarok 2? Did you?
No, Ragnarok was the right answer at the time. That because it was the next movie was much darker.
Right, and maybe that's what helped get it into production in that kind of mode because they know how serious it was going to get. Let's get something lighter, but it was right. It just worked, you know. So it is what it is always about. I think what is the right answer, even though something may look like the right answer on paper, you know. And who knows? I really hope that DC catches up and gets their. I shouldn't say catch up because that's what they're trying to do. They need to do their own thing, get their own brand, because they're getting beat up left and right by Marvel, and Marvel's doing all the cool things. The multiverse is cool, you know. Like, what are you excited for right now? Like let's broaden it, right? You want a superhero movie? Don't worry about who's in it. What kind of themes do you want? I think the multiverse theme's exciting, and putting 3 Spider-Mans together is exciting, you know, because you thought it was impossible, and then that's intelligent. And that's why they're winning on that. If I say DC in space with the space station coming down, does that get you excited? You said before that it did.
I think it's it's an interesting idea, but the thing is, I think that I think if they're going to look at it as a straight competition with Marvel, which it is, but if they're looking at it that way, they're not going to catch up to Marvel. I mean, they need Marvel to just continue to stumble and fail in order to make it a level playing field, because so for them to be like throwing up the white flag and giving up on everything that they have accomplished, it might be a great opportunity for them, but people might just be not invested in it anymore, no matter what they do with their next movie.
Yeah, I agree.
You're going to lose some of the audience that they do have, and now who knows whatever comes next. It's real important for them because they'll turn around and they'll can James Gunn and his team, and
yeah, exactly. It could go bad.
Figure out something else to do. Half the reasons why I think they're doing this stuff is, like we talked about last week, with licensing deals with studios and stuff like that. Like they want to hold on to the brand, and not let it lapse. So sometimes I think didn't Sony make the second Fantastic Four movie because they were going to have to give back the rights if they didn't do something with it?
Same thing with the Spider-Mans, I believe, too.
That's a great reason to make a multi-million-dollar
right.
movie.
Yeah. A lot of passion in the project, but you just have to make it. It's like doing your homework. You have to do this.
How much does Jessica Alba want? We need her back.
Every time I hear something like, why did they do this? Or why couldn't they do that? Anytime I hear the word like licensing or contracts, I'm just like, oh, God.
Right.
Stupid world.
And you want to hear stories like Marvel with Civil War. Like, more people were jumping on it because they wanted to make it a really cool movie. You know, like Downey Jr. wasn't on it. And he's like, no, I'll be in it. And I think they took pay cuts, if I'm correct. And just to be in it because that was what it needed to be. And it was a Captain America movie, but it didn't have enough people in it. And they were like, let's go nuts here. Let's do it. And that's what you want to see. Obi-Wan, Star Wars. We're not talking about Star Wars, but Obi-Wan, it seemed like a passion project. People were just excited to be on set. There's Darth Vader again. They're doing whatever they can to make it wonderful, and that's what you want, not, we have to make another movie or we lose it.
Take 2. Cut. Yeah, no, we got it. We got it. We're good.
5 years from now, Marvel will own the rights to DC movies somehow.
If that happened, how would you feel if Marvel owned DC?
Oh, no.
Then you would see Batman and Iron Man in a movie together. It's a little too much. It's like putting a Jedi in Marvel, right?
Oh, man.
Did you guys see the Christmas special for Marvel?
Guardians?
Guardians?
Oh, yeah.
I checked it out.
Unbelievable.
I love that. I thought it was great.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, I hated it.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
God.
I just felt like they showed up to set and they were like, all right, we're going to read our lines once and we're going home. Like, nothing felt authentically delivered or anything.
Yeah, I agree, actually. I thought it was okay for a Christmas special,
Yeah.
but it was
that's how I feel.
But,
you don't
it's
watch it like this is the movie. You just we're having fun. Like, this is what it is.
I'm also comparing it to the Star Wars Christmas special, which is terrible. So, it's a little better than that.
Well, it was, it was clearly an homage to that.
Right.
Yeah. So,
right.
Definitely had the feel of that, like, Sunday night Wide World of Disney
Yeah,
type.
Definitely.
I felt like it was like old days WPIX.
Yeah,
and holiday special, and it was time to watch it. And I feel like they know that, and that's why I think it worked.
Right, that was the charm. See, I think what you didn't like was the charm of it.
No, like I got the charm. I just feel like the actors didn't ham it into the charm enough. I felt like they showed up and were annoyed they were making the special, and they were just like, "Oh, okay, here we go." Like Chris Pratt's lines, nothing sounded like he read it more than once. When I was watching it, I was like, "He's just not."
It probably
delivering.
wasn't because they filmed that.
Probably they filmed it in 2 days.
They probably obviously they filmed it during when they had the other setup. They're like, "Here we go, let's film this."
Yeah.
And by the way, Kevin Bacon was 100% invested in the role of Kevin Bacon.
He was.
Yes.
Kevin Bacon, I need you to be Kevin Bacon.
More Kevin Bacon-y.
Can you be more Bacon?
My kids have been playing that old 97 song from the beginning of the special non-stop that the aliens play. I Know What Christmas Is.
Really?
Oh my God.
I didn't think it was that great.
James is like trying to learn it on guitar. It's unbelievable.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Well, that's what it is. I thought it was fine. I liked it. I can, but like, yeah, it's probably not what you wanted.
Yep.
Yeah. So, what is next for DC? I don't know. We're gonna find out. I mean, what are they gonna keep? What are they gonna connect? Again, I think Shazam. I think their best thing they could do is not connect it, because why waste it? And they'll maybe throw in the other batch, or maybe they just put it out and just say whatever. But the fact of the whole thing, which last thing to discuss about this, is Cavill was brought on and announced in October, and then fired in November. And I have a couple of thoughts about that, and I'm wondering if The Rock made it a part of his agreement. So people are saying there's tons and tons of rumors coming out about The Rock and what he asked for and what he did and what he didn't want to do. He had the opportunity to appear in Shazam 2, and he apparently chose not to. And there's a lot of talk about, as everyone knows, that he fought to get Cavill in his movie. So I'm wondering if they're looking at The Rock, and I guess on paper Rock is the right answer. Let's get him in here. So perhaps just to put it out there as a possible, perhaps he fought for it, and they had to get it back in. They gave it to him, and then they were like, "Well, if this is something people will want, let's go for it." And so they announced him, but everything comes crashing down to the ground when the movie doesn't do.
Flops.
We announced Cavill. We brought in The Rock. We did it, and it didn't even make the money it needed to make, which wasn't like $1 billion. It barely broke 400 at the time, and maybe a little higher than that. So I'm wondering what happened, but like I don't
think it had the same kind of marketing that
I
a lot of other.
I saw it everywhere.
Yeah,
Black Adam. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still didn't see it. I wasn't really
didn't
interested
feel
in
like
watching it, but I felt like I saw it everywhere.
Get up out of the light. I don't know what's happening. Guys, can you hear me? If you can hear me, let us know in chat right away so we can tell. Check, check, 1, 2. Check, check, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, they're hearing us now. They're saying, there it is. Woo!
All right.
Awesome. We are back, guys. We have audio once again. Liam's locked out. He's working on it. He'll figure it out.
Figure it out. All right.
Or maybe not. He's still knocking. Oh, he got it.
I know you wanted to button up the discussion, but I did have one more thing to throw out there because of the James Gunn connection and everything. And you were talking about, characters that haven't really run into the other characters. Where do you feel Suicide Squad falls in this? They're keeping Peacemaker, or are they keeping any of the rest of them?
Will they link him up with Suicide Squad? I don't know. I think it's going to be separate. It's going to be like a Deadpool thing, I
feel
think.
like I had heard Margot Robbie is done as...
she's Barbie now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
she's everything now. She's another she's another person who's really working a lot. But I wonder if they're gonna write. I mean, I guess most of them are dead anyway at this point.
I don't know what they're gonna do. I could see them like just leaving it, and then if they like want to be interesting, pull one character in and just say like, look, it exists together. But like that's like a last thing. I think they're full blown concentrated on rebranding, and then doing something interesting that hasn't been done before. They want something fresh, and will they get it? If they don't get it again, like sell the company.
And where does the Robert Pattinson Batman lie in that?
Nowhere.
Yeah.
Nowhere.
That was a good movie though. Like cinematically,
I think
shot
they
really well.
Had a good
does
look
anyone
to it.
I thought the kid who played Riddler was awesome.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, but I heard it was really good.
Oh, really?
Does anyone know that there has to be the same kind of thing where they have to make a Batman movie? Because it seems like that is exactly the case.
I'm sure there is.
I think they just think it's going to make money every time they do it.
I think it's more than that. I agree with that, but I think that they have to make it because it feels like that. They make way too many for it to be just like let's do it again. Just a little bit too many. How many Batman movies have we seen in our lifetime?
A lot.
Yeah,
7,000.
Like, come on.
Feels like 7,000.
Yeah, and we do. It's true. We do go like, okay, who is it this time?
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
You know you're gonna see it eventually.
Jonah Hill. Okay.
I'd pass on that one. Yeah.
Would you?
Yeah.
You're like,
so.
totally normally I'd
You'd
pass,
be
but
so
I did have
curious.
to go see it.
Yeah, come on. Can you imagine?
Jonah Hill could do it. He's a good actor.
Yeah, okay.
Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler.
Now that I love Adam Sandler.
As Batman.
They should let us just choose who we want to see as Batman and let it be somebody ridiculous and just like
a
go
random
for it.
poll.
Imagine he was amazing. You know,
man.
Michael Keaton faced a lot of flack when he was going on, and people were
Really?
saying he's a comedian, he has no business doing this, and he did it, and people were like, "Oh, he's good."
Oh, Adam Sandler's been
He was
pivoting
great.
into more dramatic
Right.
roles. Like when he had
That's
Uncut
right.
Gems, that was great. See that
Yeah.
movie? That
I
was
did.
good.
Yes, that
Yeah.
was great. My wife hated it. I loved it.
Really? I love that movie.
I didn't see it. I hated Punch Drunk Love when he did that years ago, but
This is good.
I'm sure he's good in it. Which I can't see him as a serious actor at all, but I'm sure he's good in it. I mean, I think what they said, Daniel Day-Lewis was like texting him that he was snubbed on the Academy Award nomination.
Really?
Right.
That's
Oh,
pretty high
man.
praise. If Daniel
Wow.
Day-Lewis is like, "I'm so sorry that you didn't get nominated. You're awesome in that movie."
I feel like if
Wow.
Daniel Day-Lewis said anything to you, you should just be like, "Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you for speaking to me."
He puts his carpentry tools down long enough to send you anything.
But you'll never know. He could just be acting though. So.
Yeah, that's true.
He's so
How do you
good.
trust him?
He's so good.
Hello.
You didn't know.
I drink your milkshake. I drink you down.
I'm sorry. I like that one line made me want to not see that movie at all.
Which one line from what?
There will be blood.
Well, you need to get over it.
Oh,
and go see the
that's
movie.
a good
Just
movie,
like-
man.
yeah,
you should,
but like-
you should watch that movie.
That's-
I'm,
It's like an
I'm
18-year-old movie.
sorry. Like
Yes.
you're giving me like the most dramatic actor of all time in this like another highly dramatic role, and he's like you're talking about milkshakes, and
Screaming
you go,
about milkshakes.
No,
It's one scene.
I don't care.
See,
Now I
this
just
is
wanna-
the problem with
I
movie
like- I don't-
advertising and trailers. Don't get me
I know.
started.
Wait,
See?
you saw the movie?
No, I
Yes, that's
don't-
exactly
see,
okay.
you
There you
saw
go.
the trailer,
There you go.
so
Exactly.
you
Like I saw
can't-
the
Is there a
trailer, and
heavy-
like this is the only thing
The
I know
trailer
from that movie.
ruined it
This
for
Because
you.
you're-
That's why
you're
you
watching-
should
you're watching
watch
two-
trailers.
You're watching too much fluff and promo and not
Stop.
like getting down and just watching a good
Right.
movie, man.
Stop watching
Then-
trailers.
Then stop with the constant barrage of commercials and trailers.
Dan, I haven't seen the movie either. I'm with you on that. But I'm pretty sure that they're saying there's context to that line. I have a feeling there's a heavy milkshake theme in that.
There is.
So basically, he owns.
What do you
ice
think they are mining for?
He owns an ice cream shop.
They're mining a froyo place.
Right. And then they build one, and then a rival person comes in, and he's telling him that he's going to drink up his milkshake.
He builds a giant straw.
Yeah.
Right.
And he sneaks across.
Right.
Across the street, it's the other guys.
Yeah.
And he drinks it up, and he says, "I drink it up."
What a great
straw pipeline.
You need to see it. It's about rival ice cream shops.
Yeah.
What I would watch.
That's how come the ice cream.
I would definitely love to watch more of Daniel Day-Lewis saying ridiculous things in a highly dramatic tone, though. Bippity boppity boo.
Yes, I'm fine with it. I'm totally fine with it. Let's talk about our next topic. Happened today is Fortnite is in some trouble. They got in trouble, $520 million worth of trouble.
Wow.
They got in trouble because they apparently, two different things. They had it on where children who have a lot of things protecting them, obviously from video games and such things, protecting them from the fact of being recorded, I believe, was one of the suits. And I believe their audio and like camera the information was being used, some personal information. And I believe that was already checked to be on or something like that. And whatever it was, it cost them around $250 million for that one.
Wow.
And then the other one was in the shop where they buy items in the game. Again, this is Fortnite. There was something they were doing about the graphics, which was kind of like they look at it almost like deception, where they're trying to like trick the kid into buying it. Something with the graphics that were used, and then they said that the refund button was put specifically in a difficult spot, which is a problem. Which you can't do that.
Yeah.
And then they said that people that were trying to get a refund or trying to get their money back were somehow blocked. They would get their account blocked, and therefore they would lose access to everything they bought and forced to buy another account and do the same thing over again. So all these things went wrong. Everything was supposed to be protecting them, that are in place to protect them, was not happening, was failing. Overall, it cost them $520 million. Of course, they're above $30 billion at this point.
Wow,
that's crazy.
You know what would be really wild? If there was a company out there that just made money by putting out a quality product and they were profitable, like without tricking kids into buying shit and not being able to return it.
What country do you live in, sir?
I wonder what country I could be talking about right now.
Not America. Not the America I know.
Oh, I want to know. I want to live in a country where Black Adam is only making $400 million, so they have to shit can the entire history of the company. Only $400 million?
That's all it made.
I want to live in a country where they say, we have to make this movie to keep it. Okay, here's a $600 million budget.
Use the license.
Just go, do whatever you want with it.
Let's talk about Avatar. Avatar came out, and they apparently, Avatar, they claimed that it was going to make $2 billion in its opening.
To make $2 billion.
I heard it maybe. And again, this is what I hear, is what I come across. I don't know if it's correct. Please look it out. Enjoy this, and then look it out and see what's correct. But somebody was saying that they were claiming that they believe they're going to make that money in the opening weekend, which I don't see how that's possible. So maybe it's completely wrong.
$300 each, you know.
But they were saying that people are going to literally go see the movie. This is what I'm hearing.
And then
people,
go again.
Yes, but in particular, they were going to go see the movie. And then they were going to go to the bathroom, miss some parts, and then go to see it again so they could see it again.
On opening weekend?
Yes.
Wow.
That's
I saw it.
Now, also, they're saying that they're not. I think it made $450 million. There's that number again. In that $400 million, something like that. It may be higher now, but then now they're talking about the fact of releasing a director's cut that is pretty long.
Really?
Guess how long it is?
The rest of our lives?
Is it 10 minutes longer than the theatrical version?
Oh, interesting. What do you think?
20 minutes?
5 hours.
3.5 hours.
How long is the regular version?
I have no idea. I heard the third one is filmed and it's 9 hours long.
Yes.
The second one, the director's cut, they're saying is like 9 hours.
Wow.
Well, I knew he submitted. He supposedly has submitted the third movie to.
That was
the
9 hours
house.
before they do the editing.
Yes.
Right.
They're like, here you go. It's a 9-hour movie.
my
Figure out what
gosh.
you're gonna do with it.
It's like, yeah.
So there's all sorts of scuttle out there, all sorts of people talking things like that, and maybe they're getting their facts mixed up. But the end thing is, it's not making enough money. There's a 9-hour version of something out there that needs to be cut down.
It's probably real because he's done so much work on these movies.
I know.
So many years.
That's why you got to give it to him. They're just like,
that's probably he probably did shoot like a 9-hour third.
He's
movie
like
or fourth,
for the last 16 years, he's been in his editing room. Could you make that flower more pink? Okay. That look doesn't look good. Let's fix that.
I don't know. I'd like to see it. Did you like it?
Okay, so
I didn't see it yet.
For me,
I was
very
yes,
I saw it.
This guy's right on every movie.
I've got that movie pass, baby. But the animation felt bad to me for how much money they spent, how long it was, how much they hyped it up. But I can't tell. Like I saw it in 3D, so I don't know if that played an effect on it. But it just felt like I was watching a PS5 cutscene the entire time.
Wow.
Like it just felt like it was rendered in Unreal. Like it looks good, but if you're used to like video games, like the way everything was moving, it was also 60 frames a second. So that is also kind of wacky to see in a movie theater. So like very much, I didn't really enjoy the graphics of it as much as they're like, it's gonna blow you away and be crazy, the best technology you ever saw. I was like, this really doesn't feel like that. Like they would have like birds flying in the sky, and you could very much tell it was like copy paste animation where they're all doing the same flying motion. You know what I mean?
Oh, get out here, really?
Yeah, and I was like, this is kind of wacky.
That is a direct hit to everything he's been doing, because apparently they talk about like, oh, you should see the program that's running this little flora over here, and the fact that you're telling me that there's copied animation in the birds.
There are scenes where it's like, I guess the more action, not the action parts, where it's like more dialogue, them talking, and it's purely just the Na'vi like having an interaction. Those look really good. Like it's like you think they're real people. You know what I mean? Like that looks great. Like the wide cinematic shots, and especially some of the action scenes, it just instantly is like, oh, this is a Call of Duty cutscene. You know what I mean? Like the way the thing will explode or something. You're like,
that's bad. They showed a side by side comparison between the first one and the second one, and in those shots you see it's a close up of a face of Zoe's face, and it does look a lot better. But like you're saying right now, I'm wondering are we just seeing what we're all used to seeing, that the CGI has made progress, and now comparing, or is it like blowing us away? Because the first one was pretty good, especially in its time. So now I wonder if it's just a difference.
There is a lot of water too.
I hope so.
It's the way of the water, yeah.
There better be water.
Is this the first movie he's directed since the first Avatar movie?
That's a good question.
Because he doesn't miss often, Cameron. I was just talking about this the other day with my son.
That's true.
Like, he's had a remarkably successful. I mean, his movies are usually pretty spread out, but his movies are usually really well done.
Yeah,
it felt long. Like the first, I'd say, hour was just kind of messy. The second half, I'd say, the second act of the movie was good. Like I enjoyed all that. We were a little thrown off by the animation. And then I think what happened is the first hour was jumbled, like wasn't edited well, like or paced well. And then on top of the animation being kind of wonky, we kind of all were just kind of making fun of it by that point of like, oh, this looks kind of ridiculous. And then like it just snowballed throughout the rest of the movie as we were watching it.
Wow.
Yeah. It was enough to take you out of it. So
yes, exactly. Like what happened.
Right. Huh. And obviously the best of anything is when you start up, you look at the clock, and then you realize that the movie's over, and holy shit, 3 hours have passed.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Gladiator did that to me. I saw Gladiator. I was like this the whole time watching it, and then I started blinking again when it was over, and I was like, wow, like that was incredible. And that's the experience you need, right? That's the sign. So
it might have been the 3D though. So I would say if you see it, maybe see it just in 2D, because I think because
I don't think anything needs to be in 3D anymore.
Like it was weird. It was also the first 3D movie I'd seen in like 12 years probably.
I feel like
that. I could see that. Yeah.
I feel like every 3D movie is just a waste of money.
I thought this movie though was supposed to be like that was the best way to see it.
That's what they said. So I don't know.
So I don't know. I mean, the screen definitely makes a difference. I was already thinking about like which screen and which way I'm going to watch this movie.
Yeah, Damien will go out to the city. What's this? What's the place you've gone a few times?
The IMAX
in Brooklyn.
The IMAX.
I was thinking about that too.
No, not the Brooklyn. Forget that one.
That one stinks.
No, you got to go up to Lincoln Center. There's the IMAX theater up there, uptown in Manhattan, and that is an exceptional IMAX screen and theater. Okay, there's no other screen like that in this area. Okay, and I saw the first Avatar
on there
like that in 3D, and it blew my mind flat out. I saw a lot of other movies there too. It's a great theater. But like seeing that movie there for the first time was like mind blowing.
Yeah.
At the time, that was amazing. So I was already thinking, and I looked up. It's all sold out. You couldn't get it. You can't get a seat at that theater right now. Like it is, and they're showing it like all day, 9:00 in the morning and stuff like that. It's all sold out.
It's
Like,
going to
you
be playing for
get-
9 months in
I'm
order to
sure.
make the money back.
Well, that's just
Yeah.
it. Like it might have to.
Be playing
And,
till the next
and the
one
tickets
releases.
there are more expensive and stuff like that. And
Yeah,
it's
of
of course it's a trek to to get there. It can be, the parking's difficult, things like that. But sometimes it's worth it. So I might make a trip up there to see that movie because it's a great screen, great theater.
This
So,
can't be right. I'm seeing something right now online where it's saying I put how much money did it make, and it's saying 15.8 million. I can't. I'll see that.
Maybe on the
maybe that
first
was
day.
like
That's
Maybe
gross
maybe that's
revenue.
profit?
It says
Oh yeah, no.
it's probably not up to
gross
date.
so far. Yeah, that can't be correct. Avatar was
Right.
solid on IMAX, down less than 10% to 8.8 million on 179 screens, domestically to lift its total to 28 million so far. It expanded in Japan and Poland and reportedly broke records in both markets, which helped it add 3.6 million on 70 IMAX screens for a total of 11 million international and 39 million worldwide. I feel like this is
I think that's
date
just
on that article.
Is that just on IMAX screens though? Is that what it's saying?
perhaps.
That's what
What's
it's
the date on the
sounding
article?
like,
Though?
kind of.
Is it from like Thursday or Friday?
Because if you think about it, it's a 3-hour movie.
That's
you can only
just the
show
questions
it
they asked in the beginning.
4
Right,
times in the day.
Right, that's just it. Yeah, that's
Pack
part
that
of
many
it.
showings onto a screen.
Right. Like I
Let's
said,
see.
they're
So we
showing it
have
like
from
9 in the
Friday
morning
coming
in the
in
city.
17 million. I think on Friday that movie went. I'm not seeing a grand number. Yeah, it's weird. I know it's obviously way more than that. I'm pretty sure. Last time I heard it was like 400 something million dollars.
That might just be specific to type of theater. Maybe they track the stats differently.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. It cost. Oh, the wave. What?
It costs like $2 billion.
They're saying the Wave Water cost a reported $350 million.
Oh no,
This isn't right. They're probably talking about the trailers or something else, something crazy. We'll get the real information and we'll find out what's actually happening with how much money they make. I would love to know. But yeah, I mean, everybody's expecting a lot of money. They all want $2 billion. The second that it reached, well, the first Avatar broke $2 billion.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they're thinking a much higher number than what it's doing right now. But no one, you know what? You're also fighting the fact that people are home watching Disney Plus, Paramount, and everything else, and Netflix and everything else. And it's right there. It's easy. You don't have to go out. And in a day where COVID is still around, some people want to stay in and don't want to go out, and they're watching home. You lost all those people.
Yep.
And for people who are going out, maybe they're tired and don't want to. It's a holiday season, and now you have the option to stay home and get a new movie.
Yeah.
Bullet Train's out with Brad Pitt. That's on Netflix. That's right there.
Movie.
I watched that. That was fun.
Yeah.
I think also this year, like me and my friends were talking about this, it's like we are now seeing, like I feel like this year was pretty much a wash for movies. Like there were a lot of bad movies. Like we saw almost every movie that came out, and we started walking out of movies like a couple months ago because we're like, oh, this one stinks. So we would just leave because we were just seeing them and they were all stinking. And we were like, well, a lot of these were the ones that were in production during pandemic. So like a lot of them are kind of
sneaking out.
Yeah, so like we're getting now the tail end of like kind of the movies that they had to make with all these kind of restraints on them. So like the creativity had to be adjusted, and like what they could do with like sets and everything was a little stunted. So like hopefully next year will be a better year for movies in general.
Yeah, I hope so. Okay, so we were gonna do the geek out thing, but I think I have a good question on the tail end of this.
Oh.
You want to do the geek out?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll do it. Okay, guys. So that's all topics we have for today and what's going on in the current news. Other stuff too that we'll get to next time. But we're gonna geek out now on something that is a big conversation. I even had with Chris inside recently, and he was curious about it. Immediately, I think we disagreed on it. The question is, what is the correct order to watch Star Wars movies? And if you want to add in this conversation, if you want to add in Mandalorian and Andor, of course, do so. We can count Rogue One. So I'm not even going to speak. What do we think? Damien, I have to go to you first. Oh, Liam?
I'd be honored.
Chronological.
Yeah.
Watch some chronological.
Chronological release?
No.
chronological
Timeline order.
story-wise.
Timeline order.
What?
1, 2,
Timeline
3,
order.
4, 5.
This is we
You're
want to give
jaded.
a nice farewell to Liam for being on the show. We appreciate the time he spent with us, and we apologize to all the fans. We did not realize where Liam was on this.
No, if you're a fan, which we're all fans, then yeah, you watch it the right way.
Stop.
If you're a regular person, you tell them
Wait,
to watch
what's the
it.
right way now? What do you say?
Episode 1 through 9. Watch it
number
in
order.
timeline order
But
of the
you've already
series.
seen everything
Yes.
that happens. But what about the person who's never seen Star Wars?
They should watch a timeline order. It will be
Really?
a better
Interesting.
story for them if they watch it that way.
Interesting.
If you watch 4, 5, 6, and then you jump back, you're like, this is messy and gross and boo. Right? Everyone, that happened to all of us. But when you watch a timeline order first time through, they get invested into Anakin way more. And they see the growth of Vader, and it's a whole interesting story for them.
So the fact 4 gave birth to 5, and then 6, and then 1, then 2, then 3, and then obviously 7, 8, 9. And yes, that is completely out of order when you put it all together. But the perspective of watching it as it was released gives you focus to what you see things, you learn things, and you go, that's interesting. Now I want to see this, or at least there's enough in there where you go, I'd be curious about this, and leads you to that spot. So I think that you should watch it the way it was presented. And
the release order is the right order.
Yes, and if I think that if you go back and you watch it, you're ruining a lot of stuff for yourself. You're ruining all the cool things about Darth Vader,
especially the original trilogy. Yeah, you're losing all that stuff. If you don't,
because everyone knows Darth Vader is
what
Luke's
if
father
you didn't?
No, not the kids.
Yes, everybody
I can't believe
knows.
you
Not
just
the kids.
ruined it for our fans out there.
No one is not spoiled by that. But
No,
when
if you have a kid and he's 4 or 5 years old,
Right,
no.
what do you do?
No way. Everyone knows. Everyone's been
What?
spoiled for everyone. But what happens is
not new people
Not
who've
new
been
people.
born.
I'm talking about
Kids.
regular people that haven't watched
Regular
it
people.
yet.
Keep saying regular
Not-
people.
not
Who are regular
kids?
people?
Like people our age, like Jackie, we watched it last year, and we watched the timeline order, and she enjoyed it in that format.
and
You know
she
what I
was
mean?
shocked
cool.
to
She
learn.
wasn't. Everyone knew Darth
Well,
Vader's
that's
his father.
because she knew that already. So, like,
But
again,
I'm saying most people know that. But
not most.
what happens is when you watch
disagree with that
1 to 3, and then you go to 4, like Obi-Wan and Darth Vader's relationship, like in the tension on the Death Star, is so much better.
How
This
about
actually
this?
before the Obi-Wan show came out, which I actually think the Obi-Wan show takes away from this element. But when you see Vader and him fight, and you're like, oh, like this. At that point, you're like, this is the first time they've seen each other since he left him to die,
like
and there's
20
like
years.
so like much passion there. You're like, dang.
You're talking about, I'm sorry, 3 to 4?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, even though now we know that's not the case.
Yeah,
because
that's why I
Right.
kind of didn't like Obi-Wan because of that, because it kind of took that away, that like tension there. It's
A
like,
little.
oh well, if they actually were interacting a little bit, what like
Nathan's
kind of weird.
Nathan says, can't forget the Star Wars, Clone Wars, and Rebels cartoon. Jason
Right.
Spector says, if you watch it in timeline order, then you lose the big reveal at the end of Empire Strikes Back because you already know the truth.
See, but that I feel like is the biggest thing in the corner of the proponents of watching
It
4,
is.
5, 6 to 1, 2, 3.
It
It's
is.
by
Like,
far the
it
biggest.
is.
And
It
it's,
is.
It is.
And I do agree with Liam on that. I don't know if I have an opinion on this, but because I thought about it when I made my son start watching them. But I'll tell you what I did. But you're right. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. You're not gonna unless you've been literally. If you made your son watch it now, he wouldn't be shocked. He would be shocked. But by the time you show it to him, he's gonna already
I'm
know.
not bringing around Liam. Liam's gonna be just take him in the corner and tell him the truth.
Listen,
like the new Santa
Claus, the Easter Bunny, and Darth Vader.
Is this gonna be two different episodes?
It's gonna end up hearing all of our nerd friends at your house.
It's not
at some
gonna happen.
party.
It's not gonna
And it's
happen.
gonna be ruined for
No.
him unless you make him watch it. But when
I'll
he's
be like,
2 years
earmuffs,
old.
earmuffs. You can say anything
2
you want.
years
Put
old,
the
he's gonna
earmuffs on,
watch.
no problem.
Two, he's gonna watch. Otherwise,
so
no,
funny.
First
no
thing he
shot.
watches could be Star Wars. That'd
He's gonna
kinda
be like,
cool.
say, Dad. I'm like, great, you're watching Star Wars. Learn this.
I'm glad that you're perfectly coherent now.
Learned it.
It might actually be beneficial because he won't get experienced to a lot of like new looking like CGI and technologies yet. So like the first one, they might hold up to him. You know
Yeah,
what
but
I mean?
you're saying you should watch him in number
No, I'm saying
order.
if he
Oh,
wants
you
to do
should
it the
watch
way
him
he
in
wants to do it,
release
the
order
silly
then?
way, yeah, you know.
The silly way.
It's not the silly way. It's
Wow.
not
No,
the silly way.
All right, how about
I
this?
do- yeah.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, you want to go a little sillier, a little interesting. I think people should watch them 7, 8, 9, 4, 5, 6, then 1, 2, 3. How about that?
That makes
And
no
the
sense.
Why
reason,
7,
oh
8,
yeah,
9?
well, here's why it makes sense. You're starting off with the worst ones. Get them out of the way. Okay. Okay, just because whatever. Then
because whatever.
Because whatever. Just get those out of the way.
Because then you're really going to want to watch 6 more movies after those.
Well, that's just it. If you could find somebody that could watch those and then still wants more, But then you gotta watch the original trilogy 4, 5, 6 before 1, 2, 3 because that keeps in you won't know what's going on with the whole plot, of course, with Vader and everything, that you can kind of retain that. And 3 might be the best one.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
3 is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I know everybody's like, especially people,
yeah.
old people my age, and older.
Can we see some of the comments?
I got you. Everybody's going to be like, blah, 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 have a lot of stuff to say. It's blasphemy. I know. It's blasphemy for somebody to say that. Like,
I don't think it's blasphemy. I just don't think it's as good as the original. I can't say that.
I know
it's not the best.
It's tough to say that. We all grew up with these movies. I grew up with them. I watched the original trilogy a lot as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And 6 is probably my favorite, just my own personal favorite. But episode 3 is so good. It's really good. It
really is.
It's kind of the best movie out of all the movies. Okay,
it's not bad. It's good.
I'm not saying it's a bad movie.
I'm just saying
it's a good movie.
And so if you watched them 7, 8, 9, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, you'd end with 3. Which is ending on the strongest note. It's so good.
That's your recommended order?
Well, as an alternative, say. The release order, is my
your second watch. For your second watch.
For your second watch, go in reverse. Go trilogies, 7, 8, 9.
It starts
4, 5, 6.
It starts with
you're gonna marathon it.
Reverse chronological.
I just think that at the end of the day, and yes, the Darth Vader reveal is a huge part of watching in that order. But at the end of the day, it starts with Luke. And I think that keys into the kid watching the show and getting the magic of the Force. And you're introducing us to the Force. And that movie, I think, is special because it wasn't just George Lucas. I think it was the entire staff behind him, all contributing their ideas. And it didn't turn into what happened in the prequels, where like, almighty George Lucas, tell us what the scene should be. And he and he says like, I want to do Mustafar, and then he just do what he says. It didn't happen in the first one. They were like, this is like this, so we have to leave it like this. Is that okay? He's like, okay, let's do that. Let's do this. And everyone worked together.
So you think 4 is the best one?
I do.
I can see that.
That's
respectable. I respect that.
And I think the first one with the incredible editing of his wife, I think 4 is the tightest movie.
It's really good. 4 is really good.
And I like how it ends, and then it goes into the super ending when they come back and destroy the Death Star. Spoiler alert. So
what?
I just think that, and then in many ways, Empire is a fantastic movie.
A lot of people think Empire is number 1.
Yes,
in a lot of ways, Empire,
in a lot of ways, there's plenty of things about Empire that are better than the first one. But I feel like to start it off and being just a tight movie for what it is, coming out of nowhere, out of nothing, you don't know what this is.
Yeah.
Come on, 4 is a masterpiece in that way.
Empire can't stand alone. That's the problem with it. It's a really great. It might, again, you could say Empire is the best one, and you can have a good argument with anybody about that. But it can't stand alone. That's the problem with Empire.
Because of 4, you need 4 to get to.
You kind of need 4. Yeah, you need everything else with it, but it's awesome. I mean, I can't.
Well, I honestly, actually, there's a good point, but I don't think any of them can stand alone except for 4.
4 is what I meant to say.
Because even 3, 4. If that's just standaldon't movies, like what the hell?
Yeah,
did I
not
just watch?
really. No,
just got his legs cut off by his buddy.
We're just talking about sequels now.
I don't know if I've ever tried to watch 3 as if it's the only one. I don't know if that works or not.
I took what you were saying. Sure. I took what you were saying as 5 works because it's taking what we learned in 4 and really messing with it and really manipulating it. Rather than, besides the obvious, can you watch a sequel before the original? 5 is really taking what you know and turning it on its head, and that's why that's what I was taking what you were saying.
Yeah.
As far as watching it in a series, at the end of the day, what are we talking about here? We're talking about experiencing a story and the drama, the catharsis of Vader's redemption. So and my favorite character in all of Star Wars is Anakin Skywalker, not badass ass-kicking Darth Vader. My favorite character is the tragic figure of Anakin Skywalker,
especially in The Phantom Menace.
Yes, especially in The
Phantom
Menace.
So are you saying that you want to watch it from 1 forward?
Yeah, you're going to be introduced to Anakin. You're going to see the drama that he goes through, why he turns to the dark side, Then, when you're introduced to 4, you're introduced to Luke. You're introduced to the new hope of, like, not just a new hope for the galaxy, but the new hope in finding the good that still lies within Anakin Skywalker. And then you learn, like, yes, you like there even still is, even though you know the spoiler at the end of Empire, there's still some like I keep saying the word catharsis, but there still is in like witnessing Luke learning that Vader is his father. And then like when you get to the end and boom, you end the story with Vader's redemption. Like that's a story arc.
Okay,
That's
so
from
how about
beginning
this?
to
On,
end,
on
you know?
paper, it sounds great.
All right, ready? So episode 1, then 4 and 5.
Yeah.
Then
What?
yeah. Ready? 1. Let's see. 1, maybe 2. Let's see. I don't know. 1 and then.
What
I'm
are
trying
you
to
doing right
figure
now?
out there's a way you could probably do like
I got it.
before they had the sequels. I had an idea about like breaking them up like that. Like if you did like 1 and then maybe like 4 and 5, and then like 2, 3, and then 6,
Start with the one where someone gets their hand cut off.
something like that.
I am on board with a supercut, which been done a few times, where they try to take all the movies and they try to splice out all the useless parts.
filler?
Oh my god.
You know,
Wow.
even though like, I don't want to say that because you can have different experiences. The pod race scene is enjoyable. If you want to watch that in
Right.
that movie. And each movie is different. Let them all be different. With that aside, it's cool to try to put them together and watch it and go. I remember the one that what's his name from the '70s show, Topher Grace made one.
I think so.
Yeah, he did one. And
Did he do like the episode 1 when there was like almost no Jar Jar? Is that the one that he did? Or
oh, I don't know. I thought I can't remember what it
I feel
was.
like somebody did one
But
like that.
There's a
but there
couple of
was, like,
there's a couple of times where you have to know what's
Jar Jar.
happening, otherwise it just goes, and you're like, well, we don't know. You can't know this until you've seen it in the movie, but you've cut out the scenes, so whatever. But I you know, but yeah, I question most of your thinking.
I mean, like,
And do you consider yourself a good father to your children when you show them this out of order?
I
Did you show Olive?
No, it's
So
funny.
you consider yourself a good father when you model your life after Anakin Skywalker.
That's exactly what we're talking about. Answer any question first you wish.
Well, no, she like we were actually just talking about it today.
Really?
But yeah, because we watched Home Alone.
She's like, Dad, will you be a good father to me and show them in order that they were released? And you were like, no, I am your father. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
It's your destiny.
Oh man.
It's your destiny. No, I'll never watch him with you.
It can't be. It's impossible.
Search our DVD collection. See the order I've made and know it be true. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say we watched Home Alone over the weekend, and like she saw
You
John.
started with part 3?
Yeah, we did. We started with.
I was gonna say,
What's going on in your house?
Home Alone 5.
What's going on in your home? You watched Home Alone Part 3 first. You've lost the entire conversation right now.
Then we started with the middle of the original Home Alone.
Oh no.
Home Alone
You've lost this entire conversation.
Then
Oh,
we
damn.
watched the first movie backwards from the end to the beginning.
Did you watch? You talking about the
The
20?
burglars are fixing the house.
Did you
now.
watch the 2021 version from last year?
He cut out all the scenes with Harry because he doesn't like
Home
Joe
Alone.
Pesci.
No, we watched the original movie Home Alone.
You said you watched the third one
Yeah,
first.
and I was lying to you because everyone else is.
Oh, I
talking
thought
about-
that was real.
No,
I thought it was real.
I was
too.
like, what's going on in your
We watched
house?
Home Alone.
Okay. And then
Period.
did you watch Home Alone 2?
This had nothing to do with the story.
Oh.
We watched Home Alone, and she saw John Williams' name come on the screen, and she
Ah.
was like, she looked back. I was like,
Oh.
really, John? And I said, yeah, John Williams did all the music for this movie. So she goes, oh, okay, and she made a mental note of it. So today at dinner, I was like, you saw John Williams that he did the music for Home Alone, right? She's like, yeah. So I was like, he did all the music for Star Wars.
Mhm.
She, oh, okay. So I was like, let's
Watch Star Wars.
Let's watch Star Wars.
Boom.
Nah, I don't want to watch Star Wars.
Oh, man.
So I still have to find a way to ease into that.
Because he was like, "What's our story? It's a great story. Starts with Jar Jar Binks."
Yeah, he's
And she's like, "Nah, I'm not into that."
Well, no,
Have you-
We're gonna show
my
her
wife,
episode 1.
but,
She'd be
like-
like, nope.
Jen is a staunch, begin with episode 4. So
Oh,
She's a smart woman.
it's going to
there
be
you
a battle.
go. Well,
She is.
It's gonna be a battle. What's gonna
It's
happen?
gonna be a
oh
battle.
man,
I don't don't know.
Wow. All of a sudden, your household drama is very
So-
interesting to me.
Yeah.
Like, which
obviously-
way are they going to watch it?
You can't even say it's up to her because you don't know. This is the time you have to parent. Someone's got to make a decision.
That's true.
Yeah.
Who's going to
Or-
win?
I don't know. I
We need
like,
to have Jen on the show here.
man.
We need to watch
Yeah,
the debate.
absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
we could
Oh
get
man.
her.
Oh, we could bring her on remote. We could do that,
Oh,
right?
I would love that.
She's probably asleep right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, another day.
All right, well, we can
Yeah.
do that.
I think we need to do that.
We can make that
Absolutely.
We should have Olive
I
on as
wanna see-
well.
Yeah.
like a stray dog. Who's you gonna come on? Who's gonna watch the movie?
We'll stand here in the middle, put Jen over there. She has to choose which parent.
That's so
Oh
terrible.
man.
But I don't know how it's gonna be. I mean, we first have to win the battle of like we're
Will
going,
you watch a
yes,
Star Wars?
we're going to sit down and watch
First,
a movie.
first you have to win her
We got-
soul,
right.
and then you can
First we have to
battle.
Convince her like these are good movies and you want to watch them.
Right.
So and it's crazy because she was listening to Carol of the Bells and she was telling Jen like, oh, this is a really good song. I like the song. It's a really dramatic song. I really like dramatic songs. And she said, I feel like this is a good song to play during a sword fight. And Jen's like, oh God. Like the whole
Yeah.
John Williams thing happened.
Right.
And she's talking about
Right.
sword fights during
Right.
music. It's like, oh man, like,
Yeah.
we're so close.
Right.
We just can't
And
figure out how
and
to.
Phantom Menace has the right. And what about which Indiana Jones did you watch first, Dan?
Can't you start with
What?
you start with Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Would you? Yeah, I
Yeah.
see. I have.
Yeah.
I have no strong opinion. Would you start with Crystal Skull?
No, I would not.
Why
start,
not?
I
Why
wouldn't
not?
start
Yeah,
with
why
the
wouldn't
fourth
you?
movie. And then
He's like,
that's why.
Yeah,
okay.
I can't make up a reason why he would start to be funny. But
But I mean,
what if she was like, Dad, I will watch it, but I want to watch Crystal Skull first.
okay. I would tell her like,
You
listen,
would throw it in the ground and like walk away.
no,
Like, here, rip VHS,
But
rip
I
it
mean,
apart. Be like,
like-
try to
like-
watch this.
to play devil's advocate and take your side for a sec. I mean, if we're going in chronological order, Temple of Doom takes place before Raiders.
Right. I only say Temple of Doom because, again, that's my experience. I watch it first, but obviously Raiders is fine. There's nothing. It doesn't really matter. You just enjoy the movie.
Yeah, I mean, there's no continuity.
I guess
between
Indiana
movies
Jones,
the way there is with
Temple of
Star
Doom
Wars.
might work better for a kid because it's more visual. I feel with the traps and things like that. That would stick better with a kid,
And
perhaps.
there's a kid
than,
in it that has a major role.
Uh-huh.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah,
which,
and
you
then
know,
and then
that's
Raise
a
the
big
Lost
factor,
Ark.
too.
So I feel like me as a child, Raise the Lost Ark was harder for me to get into, and Indiana Jones had me
Me too.
glued because of the traps.
Me too. But when I did show my son Temple of Doom, he was terrified by the heart ripping scene. So
So was I when I was a
Oh,
kid.
Oh,
yeah.
and there you go. There's a reason not to do it. You could just like skip that scene. Just tell him what
like
happens.
the best scene
Yeah.
Okay.
in all of cinema.
Arriba!
of cinema.
We will now play the best scene.
That's like the first time we ever saw
Saved by the Bell
a
Hawaiian
rated
style.
R movie at my house. I think it was Alien, and my dad, I guess, wanted to see
Good
it.
one.
And it was like me and my older brother. We were young though. We were like 4 and 7. So
Oh,
he was trying to
God.
like skip all like the curse words and the bloody. He gave up after like 10 minutes because he would just like bleep it and then he would unbleep and they would say another one. He's like, I can't deal it. He
Yeah.
was like, you guys just don't tell mom. We just watched the whole thing.
Okay, guys, so that was it. That was our geek out for the week. Let us know what you think about it. What's the order that you should watch Star Wars in? Is it the correct order starting with 4, or is the incorrect order starting with 1? No, I'm kidding. What do you think? Should you start with 4? Should you start with 1? Should you start with 7? You're nuts if you think. If you say 7, you need to just go home. Or 8.
8675309.
If you start with 8, you're a sociopath. That's the only thing I can think of. Guys, don't go anywhere. We're coming right back right now with our last episode of the season for Roll and Rumble. This is Wrestling Meets Tabletop. It's our story that's been going on for a while. Today, the belt will be revealed, and we may find out who stole it. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be back in 5 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to fight in Audio Dungeon Wrestling in Roll and Rumble.
Good evening and welcome to Audio Dungeon Wrestling. This is Roll and Rumble. I'm Tony Hansen, your commissioner, and today we are finally going to have something that we should have had a long time ago, and it is the championship belt presentation ceremony for Trent Barrington, who will finally get his belt today. But you're going to see that and more. Today we're also going to have one match on the card today. It is going to be Hedge Delta versus J-Rolls, and that is it, guys. We're finally going to have this moment for Trent Barrington that should have came a long time ago. Obviously, we apologize because the belt, as many of you know, was stolen. And we've been working very closely with the authorities to try to figure out what has happened. And today, fortunately, we have a lot of things that we have found out. We have a lot of evidence that's been brought to light. And we are excited to share it with you right now. So, let's get ready. We're going to go over and talk to Hedge Delta and J-Rolls. You guys are battling it out today. And is this a feud? What is this? Is this just a match? What are your feelings on this? Hold on.
My God! Somebody turn my mic on! What's going on? Again? You've been quiet again. Finally, it's about time. See what we have to deal with, J-Rolls? Match? Is it a match? After something like this, I get in the ring with J-Roll. I think you and I should get in the ring. Anyway, listen. Last week, my new business partner and I, Slapshot, we did exactly what we told the whole world we would do, and we took home the Roll and Rumble World Heavyweight Tag Team Championships. But you know, Hedge Delta didn't get a chance to showcase his technical analysis in the ring, so tonight, consider it a gift. A little reminder of what Hedge Delta is capable of.
Yeah, man, just like you, Hedge, I didn't get a chance to mix it up at all last week, and my team got knocked out of the tournament before I could even throw a punch. You know, it wasn't what I wanted, wasn't what I had hoped for from me and my partner. But I have nothing but respect for you. We've always gotten along, and you know, I'm hoping for a good match tonight. I think it will be the last time we had a very long and hard-fought contest, and may the best man win, bro.
Well, so we're going to see right now what's happening today. I know a lot of people are very excited to see what's going to happen. Yeah, they're very much just curious to see if he's actually going to get the belt. And I'm telling you right now, the belt is here. I am very excited to announce it. Let's go to him live right now. We have Trent Barrington. And, yeah, so without further ado, let's bring him in. And let's celebrate the win that he has. There he is. But don't worry, we're going to give him his promo music. So, ladies and gentlemen, right now, here Trent Barrington is there. He is getting ready. He's going to be looking underneath any second to figure out where is the belt. Is the belt there? We're all excited to see if the belt is actually going to be there. We're going to look right now, and we're going to check it out right here. So I'll tell you what. Let's go on over to Solus, who is here right now, and I don't know if you have anyone inside here who could bring Solus on the screen for us right now. You know, who's over on my side. But Solus.
Yeah, buddy.
Solus, tell us what you're thinking about this. Is a long time coming for Trent Barrington. Are you excited to see the reveal finally that the belt is here?
Yes, and I know Slapshot did it. It's a piece of crap, and I'm happy that we found the belt, and now Slapshot can be exposed because we all know what Slapshot is. I'm the best. It's soulless time. Yes.
Okay, and inside right now, for anyone working inside for the audio on Solus is actually pretty choppy. It's cutting off the words. If you could fix that, we appreciate that. Let's go right now live to Trent Barrington, who is inside. He is ready to reveal the brand new belt that is here. Trent Barrington, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now, Commissioner. How you doing?
Awesome. Welcome. So Trent Barrington,
thank you.
I'm excited to tell you right now, all you have to do is reach down and grab that belt. It is the new Roll and Rumble belt. It is the belt you deserve, the belt you should have got a long time ago. It has now been found. Pick it up and show the world.
Oh, yeah.
There it is. Look at that thing of beauty. The Roll and Rumble belt. It is Trent Barrington. Trent, how do you feel in this moment right now?
I feel great, Commissioner. Great. Just great. I've been holding this title now for quite a while, and now I've got the belt to go with it. What a beautiful, beautiful belt this is. Oh, man. This is great. Federation really came through. I'd like to thank the Commissioner and the Federation for finally solving this issue, for rectifying this, for making it right. Now I have the belt. Here it is. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's glistening in the sun. Yes. What a fantastic day. This is just fantastic. Thank you so much to the Federation for making this happen, making this right. Still got to find out what's going on, like why this happened. But for now, I'm happy to be here. Happy and to thank all my fans, all those Grizzly Bear fans out there who supported me, kept watching my matches, kept coming to my shows, all that stuff. I appreciate you. This is for you, this belt. It's for you guys, fans. Thank you. Thank you so much. And, this is a beautiful day. I'm glad to be here. This is excellent. This belt, this is excellent. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you again, Commissioner. Beautiful. Beautiful job you guys did here.
Thank you very much, Trent Barrington. We're happy that you are excited and you finally have the belt that you deserve. So we appreciate that. And thank you so much for, fighting with us here and trusting us here at the Federation here for Audio Dungeon Wrestling. Guys, right now, we're getting set for a few things right now. And we're not going to lie, that the belt really threw us for a loop. We didn't know what happened. There's a lot that has come to light, but I don't know if we're going to get into it right now. And but there's a lot of evidence that we've come across, that we haven't figured out, what's been going on until now. So we're hoping to get to that later, later in the episode. Yes. So later on, we're going to take a look at what we found from the authorities to see what we've learned, and I'm hoping that we learn something more from what we found out, and hopefully we can get to the end of it today.
Find that out. When are we going to find out? That's what I want to know. When are we going to find out who took it? It's been recovered. Where was it? Who had it? Commissioner?
Well, we do have some information on that, like I was saying before, so we're going to look into that later after this match, and we're going to hopefully solve it once and for all, who took the belt. I believe we're going to get there today from the evidence that we have, and I know you're upset. I know we've talked backstage quite a bit about this. I know you're very upset. Trying to figure out who the person is, and I hope that we can do that for you today. So that's it, guys. Let's get ready for our first match today. It is going to be Hedge Delta versus J Rolls, and it's going to be a good one. So we're excited to bring that to you right now. Let's get ready to go to them right now. You guys are ready for this match? And I think it is time. So, guys, combat up. Let's do it.
Let's do it, J Rolls.
Right here.
5.
5.
Let's do it again. Combat up. 4.
3.
All right, I'll start things off quick, and I'll hit you with a scoop slam. Take 1 damage. Three. 4.
Natural 6.
Oh.
All right. I'm gonna hit you with a drop kick. Take 3 damage. And combat up.
All right.
3 damage dealt.
2.
4. All right. I'm gonna light you up with a knee right upside your head. Take 3 damage. Combat up.
How much damage been taken off already? What are you down to, Hedge Delta?
I've lost 6.
You're down to 12, is that correct?
Yeah.
And what are you down to as well?
Oh, what'd you take off me with that budget? 1, just 1.
Just 1.
1.
4. All right. I'm going to take a moment to pause and light it up for all my J-Roll fans out there, man. And I'll take 2 favor on that because I'm favored to win.
Oh, man.
Combat up.
Some action from J-Rolls today.
3.
1.
All right. I'm going to super kick you, man. Right to the chin. Take 3 damage.
Come on, combat up again. 2.
1.
I'll throw you against the ropes and hit you with a drop kick. Then I'll take you down to the mat and lock you in the bank statement. Let's do fortitude versus fortitude. 7.
4.
Let's go one more time. Fortitude versus fortitude. 5.
3.
All right, take 5 damage.
Oh, man. 5 damage dealt. Anyone's game right now. Back to combat.
My energy should be down to 10.
Oh, let's repair that right now. No problem.
Yeah. All right, combat up. One more time, J-Rolls.
Natural 6.
Oh, that's a 3.
All right. I'm going to take you over with a Japanese arm drag. Take 3 damage. Combat up.
3 damage dealt to Hedge Delta.
2.
4.
All of a sudden, something's happening. Wait, what's going on right here? Rector has entered the ring.
Yeah, what's happening? Yeah. Pow! Sit down.
Comes out of nowhere and takes a chair, and he hits it over the head of Hedge Delta. Oh!
Take that,
man.
take that, capitalist pig.
Hedge Delta, you're going to lose 4 damage from that.
All right. All right, you know what?
And I duck back into the crowd.
I think I got this match in hand. I'm gonna go to finish Hedge Delta off. I'm gonna go to the top rope for my top rope drop kick. I call that move up in smoke. I'm gonna throw my 2 favor that I got from the crowd this match on it, and I got my 4 charisma, and I'm rolling only a 1, but that gives me a 7.
No, but a natural 1 is on a finisher, correct?
Yeah.
A natural 1 is an automatic miss, which means you take 2 damage on that. You drop to 8 health, and we're back to combat. It is anyone's match still, but Hedge Delta is hurt pretty bad.
2.
Natural 6.
Oh, look. Apparently, Slapshot's coming in.
Patreon reroll to Hedge Delta. Coming in with a face-off rake into the face of J-Roll. Take 5 damage.
Oh, 5 damage dealt.
Man.
Holy crap.
I skate. I hit the skates and I skate up into the ramp and out of the arena.
Oh, man. Combat up, guys. None of this is legal right now.
5.
Natural 6.
Oh,
All right. This time, I got to do some more damage. I'll hit you with a Hurricane Rana. Take 1 damage.
1 damage is dealt to J-Rolls.
4.
4.
Rerolling again.
2.
4.
Oh!
All right, I'm going to take you over with a snap suplex. Take 3 damage.
Oh, man.
3 damage dealt to Hedge Delta. He is down to 0. You can only do straight up damage or your finisher at this point.
Can I go for my finisher again?
No, you cannot because you just chose to do damage instead of go for your finisher.
All right.
Yes. 5.
5.
Oh!
Reroll that.
6.
3.
All right. I'm going for it. We're going for the finisher, the margin call. Here it comes. 8.
Got me.
And that is it.
Oh, man.
And that is it. Hedge Delta takes it after an illegal move, but also came back in, which I guess is fair play. Slapshot comes in to avenge his teammate of the an incredible, and I don't even know what to say here.
Wow, that was amazing.
Trent, what do you think of that?
Man, I never thought we were going to see both of those guys show up. The Crusher and Slapshot shows up and interferes with this match. I mean, where's the refs on this? What's going on today?
Apparently, it got through the refs, but all we can say is that Hedge Delta just came out on top. Who, after being hit over the head with a chair, he doesn't look too good right now. He looks like he's in bad shape right now. Let's bring in a Crusher right now. Crusher. Tell us what happened here. You have anything to say? Was this planned?
No, it's always spur of the moment with me. Of course it was planned. Really? I can't. They keep running their mouth saying they're the best. Come on. Someone got to take them down a peg.
J-Rolls, any thoughts on this?
Look, man, I haven't won a match all season long. Last week, I had a tag team partner who didn't even bother to let me into the match, and she lost it for us. What am I going to do? Crusher came to me with a plan. You got a federation out of control here. We got a major issue. We have a championship belt that's been missing for a month. I mean, people accused me of stealing it at one point. Forget it. I don't care about what anybody has to say anymore. Me and Crusher, we'll go into business together. And we'll have our own way of success. Whatever happens, happens. We're moving forward, and we're going to take some people out.
Wow, incredible! Let's go over to Slapshot right now. Slapshot, you came in and you helped save the day for your partner.
When the opponent takes a cheap shot against your goalie, you don't pull any punches. That's a bench clearing brawl, and you go to protect your teammate. Hedge Delta is the greatest teammate on the greatest team, the $1 million contract. That's right, Slap Shooters. I got that C back on my shoulder, and I look after my teammate. And when it comes right down to it, brains and brawn puts the opponents on ice.
Wow, an incredible turn of events here. This was we came here today to have the ceremony with Trent Barrington. And apparently we left with much more than that. And right now, we're going to move on right now. We hope that Hedge Delta is going to recover from that. I know he took a very bad shot. And another thing that we're going to look into right now. So we now have to discuss something that's perhaps a little uncomfortable. We have to discuss what happened with the belt. Because obviously someone took the belt, and we need to figure out what's going on. So we've been working closely with the authorities, as obviously as Trent Barrington wanted us to, and we have some evidence that we wish to bring today. We actually uncovered a phone call that was made. Well, I guess I'm just gonna let you guys watch it for yourself and draw your own conclusions, and you can just see what you think, and then we'll come back and we'll discuss it. That's about the best that we could do here. So listen to this, something we just came across. See what you think for yourselves.
911, do you have an emergency?
This is Slapshot. I'm calling to turn myself in.
Okay, sir. Are you reporting an emergency?
I stole the Roll and Rumble title, and I'm also the biggest piece of crap in the Federation. Let's just say I need somebody to come and force me out of my house and arrest me.
Oh, you were reporting a robbery? Is that correct?
A robbery, and also reporting somebody for being a piece of crap.
Okay, sir. Are you or is anyone else in immediate danger?
No danger, just shit.
Sir?
Yes, this is Slapshot.
Sir, are you in any danger right now?
No, sir.
I think I'll have to bring in my supervisor to help take care of your needs. If you could hold on 1 second.
No problem.
Respondent 309, what's your emergency?
Hello. This is Slapshot. I'm reporting myself for being a big piece of crap, stealing multiple items like the Roll and Rumble Championship and also the Stanley Cup.
Okay, sir, and you're saying there's an item that was stolen by you?
Yes, multiple items.
Yeah, where would the item be, sir?
What item?
The item that you're speaking about that you said is stolen.
Slap shooters, count it with me. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, sir. We'll have a car sent to you immediately. Do you wish to stay on the line?
Yes, if you want to hear me make crap noises, because that's all I make.
Sir, go right ahead.
My crap shooters, count it with me. 1, 2. Yes.
Hello? Hello, sir. Respondent 204, are you on the line?
Yes, I'm here.
Are you able to make communication?
I believe the caller is crying.
Sir, are you all right?
Currently under a pile of more items.
Of more items, sir?
Yes.
Is it a weapon?
What items are you referring to?
Hello?
So apparently that is what we just learned. We received that from the authorities right now. We're going to have to talk to Slapshot immediately. Slapshot, you're laughing at this. I don't know if there's any laughing matter. Tell us what you think about this.
I have seen better acting in Premier League soccer when players take dives.
So why'd you make that phone call, Slapshot? What are you thinking?
I think you know perfectly well that wasn't me. That doesn't even sound like me. Nor would I ever call myself.
You always say.
He did say.
Nor would I ever call myself a piece of crap.
He mentioned the Stanley Cup.
In fact, there is one person in this federation who constantly calls me a piece of crap. In fact, I would think he would have been smarter to use some new material, but we all know he is incapable of using new material because he's been using the same lines to trash talk me, if you could even call it that, since last season when I first showed up and I first put him in the hat trick. And that, of course, is the person that I first named as the thief, Soulless.
Wow. So you're saying that Soulless is behind that 911 call. You believe that he's the one who made that, and that perhaps he's the one that stole the belt.
I will gladly make a recording of my voice, and you can have a voice analysis, compare my voice to his and the recording. I will gladly take a polygraph, a lie detector test to prove that I did not take that belt. I don't need to steal a belt because Hedge Delta and I proved that we can earn it. I proved I could earn the championship belt last season.
Okay, well, let's go to Soulless live right now and see what he has to say about this and hopefully explain himself and if that was, in fact, him on the phone call.
It was me. I took the belt because Slapshot is a piece of crap. I am not going to stay away from that title, so tonight, it is my time to win it. I demand a shot, or I will keep stealing the title.
Wait, so you're admitting right now, live on the show, that phone call was you and you stole the belt?
That is right. That is right.
So this is no longer a case. It never was, perhaps, between the Federation. This is between Trent Barrington, who is the owner of that belt, and that is his property, and you. So, Trent, I don't know how you're feeling about this, but...
Then that's easier for me, because I will take it from Trent. or I will take it from the Federation. It doesn't matter. I will find my way to the goal.
It's the only way you could ever get near the belt, Solus. You certainly can't earn it yourself.
Some nerve. Some nerve. How dare you? How dare you do this to me? Okay?
How dare you? You're running around tarnishing the Federation.
What?
That's right.
How dare you say that?
You didn't even
okay?
care to go looking for
Get
it.
out of here.
I was waiting the whole time. You could have came.
I'm supposed to go searching for it. That's my job? No, I don't think so. My job is in the ring, okay? And that's where I earn the belt, okay? And you tried to take it away, okay? But as with most things, you failed at this too, okay? You can't win a match. You can't even steal a belt successfully. Look, they got it back.
Listen, I have 4 wins under my belt.
What have you done? What are you good at? Huh? Anything?
I could beat you in the ring tonight.
Yeah, right.
Put it up on the line. I will take the title. You know it.
Could never beat me in the ring, okay? It's not gonna happen, okay?
Obviously, right now you are the champion. There's no reason you have to fight Solus right now. So it seems like he's trying to goat you into doing that.
I am the goat.
Whether you think he's a piece of crap. He's the one always calling other people pieces of crap. You are the biggest one of all.
You wish. You wish. Step in the ring, then.
I'll destroy you in the ring. Let's go.
Let's go right now.
You sure you want to do this? You don't have to put your title on the line. You don't have to do that. You don't have to have a match. You don't have to do any of this. He's trying to get you in the ring.
You're going to let me do that to you? You're supposed to be the champion of the Federation. Put the title on the line. It's time.
Let's go. Bring it on.
Oh,
I'm gonna
man.
just mess you up in the ring. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
Are you putting the title on the line?
Let's go.
Sure.
This man, Trent Barrington.
There you go.
I'll
do it.
I'll take the belt for now. You can pass it off to me. If this is what you want to do, here it is. I have the belt right now, as you can see. So Trent Barrington apparently is putting the belt on the line to prove that Solus cannot win in any shape or form. And okay, we'll sanction it.
All right.
Okay, go for it. Make your way to the ring. And we're going to see what's going to happen right now.
Are we doing this over here?
Oh, yeah, we'll do it right here.
Okay.
Here he is. You can...
I'm at 16.
Yeah, buddy.
Okay, here we go, guys. We're getting ready to get everything set up here. This match is going to be Solus versus Trent Barrington. This is a title match.
That's right.
Trent Barrington with
Yes.
16 energy. Yeah. And Solus, how much do you have?
I have 15.
15 energy.
Let's go.
Solus has brought his dice today, so he is ready, and he started rolling.
It's
Here we
time.
go. It is time
All
to
right.
fight.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
All right,
Shot is
combat
pissed
up.
because I'm in the title shot. I got a 4.
Natural 6.
All right.
I'm going to stroll in, give you a nice clothesline, slam you to the ground. 4 damage.
4 damage dealt to Solus right from the top. That puts him down to 12 energy, 11 energy.
11.
Let's go.
Let's go. 2.
3. All right. I'm going to scoop you up and body slam you down. Bam! Take another 4 damage.
4 damage dealt to Solus. He is down to 7 energy.
That's it.
Here we go.
Natural 6.
All right, a 4.
Yes, amazing. Big, powerful clothesline. Take 4 damage.
4 damage dealt to Trent Barrington, the current champion.
All right, I'm going for a cold shot. The vicious
No.
maul.
1.
Yeah, got you with it too. I come over with the maul. Bam! Take 4 damage.
Oh, this is crap. Let's go.
I get a favor for that too.
5.
Bringing up my next signature move. Here we go. The Bone Breaker. Nah, you got it.
Yes, big knee to the face, but I'm going to injure you. Technique versus technique.
Bring it on.
Let's go. 8.
7. You got me.
Yes, -1 from a random stat.
Okay.
So that is an injury to a random stat. Which stat? It's a random stat. So you're going to roll for that right now?
Okay. I rolled a 6.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you could
strength.
Just roll again.
5.
It is your last stat.
Charisma? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Damn
Roll
it.
good.
Oh.
All right.
Let's continue.
Charisma is
Combat
good.
up.
All right. Here we go. Combat.
3.
Natural 6. This time I'm going to throw you into the turnbuckle, smash you with the elbow. 2, 3, 4 damage.
4 damage. That brings Solus down to critical condition. He is not looking
Let's
good.
go.
He's wobbling.
Let's go. Combat up. I'm not done beating you
All
up
right,
yet.
I need to go for a Hail Mary. I'm
One.
going for my finisher. And I'm adding my
Oh,
favor.
Man.
Just so you know, you can only in finishers, you can only add 5.
Okay. That sucks.
If you wish to choose it not to do that, you can change your action. Go ahead.
Yes, I choose not to do that. I'm going to close on him again. Take damage.
Damage is dealt.
4.
4 damage dealt, bringing him down to 8. And we're back to combat.
Here we go.
Yes.
3.
3.
All right, go again. Combat up.
3.
Oh,
Yes. Amazing. Now I'm going to go for the finisher. And I'm adding all my favor for the trachea crusher.
5 total.
5 total.
Brutal.
11. I got a natural 6.
Oh,
yes.
man.
Let's go.
Oh, man.
Yes.
That is it. No reroll. 6, 5,
Reroll.
4, 3.
What?
Oh, he had one.
All right. 6 again. It's meant to be. It's meant to be.
That is it.
All right.
Yes.
Oh,
The
man.
title goes to Solus. Oh, here.
Holy crap.
Solus, it is now your ceremony. You
Oh,
take
boy.
the belt. Make your way to the reception area. Feel free to get rid of that clock over there. Put it on the ground.
Yes. It is time for Solus. I told everybody in the beginning of the journey, keep riding. And look where we are. We're at the top of the mountain. And you know where a Slapshot is? Nowhere. I am the champion. And I will represent this title for the Federation. I'm the best. This is nuts. I envision this every day. I'm the best wrestler in this Federation. It is time. Slapshot sucks. You know how much he sucks? He sucks so much that right now he's crying sitting in his room, and I am here live with the title. I am the best. That phone call could have been him. It was spot on, down to the crying noises and all the garbage that he was talking. He is nobody, and I am the best. I am the top of the Federation. I could say it every day, and everybody watching at home, bear witness to the best. I am a man with no soul, but a man with gold. I am the champion. It is time. I'm just going to pose for a few seconds. Enjoy the silence. Yes.
Wow, this is an incredible turn. Trent Barrington, how are you feeling right now? I feel for you. You didn't have to put it on the line. This was your belt. What happened?
It's all right. You know, I put it on the line. My choice. What happened? He got lucky at the end there. That trachea garbage. That shouldn't even be a legal move. Let me tell you, I was pounding him. It was over. Everybody saw that. Everybody knows that I really earned the belt. Okay? Not like this loser. Okay? This piece of crap. Talking about other people. So.
Well, I am beside myself. I'm sure all the fans at home are beside themselves. Let's get some words from Slapshot that I feel like you've been called out a couple of times during this promo. What are your thoughts here?
What are my thoughts? Well, they say light shines on even a horse's butt once in a while. You know, Soulless cheap shots me and somehow backdoors his way back into the Federation. And then he steals the belt and somehow, again, backdoors his way into a championship match when he didn't earn it. In fact, he illegally acquired that match and just goaded Trent Barrington. Trent is still the champion in my eyes because Soulless hasn't earned squat. But Soulless, enjoy the belt while you still have it. Because trust me, it will not be a long championship.
Let's get a weigh-in from Crusher here, who's been watching ringside. Crusher, you were involved in some illegal activity yourself. That someone else that was
I don't know
involved
what
in
you are
that.
talking about. I do not refer. I don't know any of that. Congratulations, Solus. Your methods are scrupulous, but hey, you did what you had to do to get what you needed. Congratulations. But like Slapshot said, you will not keep it long.
Wow, some tough words from your competition. Over here, J-Rolls, what are your thoughts?
Solus was looking to be my partner in the tag team tournament, and I think I would have done a lot better had I ended up on his team. I think he's right. I think Slapshot is a piece of crap. He cost me a match tonight that I had handily won, and I'm happy for you, Solus. No ill will towards Trent Barrington, but easy come, easy go, my friend. Solus played a genius hand. He's clearly a much more intelligent person than a lot of these guys around here give him credit for. So, kudos to the champ, man. Roll on, my friend.
Yes, keep riding.
Solus, anything you want to say before we go?
Keep riding. Anything's possible. Stick to it, and you will achieve your dreams. I am the Roller Rumble champion.
Wow, and that is it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a sad ending to this mid-season finale for Roland Rumble. I just want to remind everybody else there that, you're trying to say that he's a genius. I don't know. I'm going to leave you with the 911 call that started it all. Guys, we will see you the next half of this season. We'll see you next year. Have a good holiday. Have a happy new year. We'll see you on January 9th on that Monday for a very big event, guys. That's going to be the Royal Rumble.
Ooh.
That's going to come up here.
Yes.
The Royal Rumble is going to come here, and you're going to see a lot of wrestlers from the past and current day. And we're going to let you know the rules of exactly what's going to be happening and how it's all going to happen. But that is the day. We will see you again on that day. I'm going to leave you with the 911 call that we found today. I'm going to let you make your own choice about what you guys think at home, because the fans, you matter as much as anyone else. We'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching.
911, do you have an emergency?
This is Slapshot. I'm calling to turn myself in.
Okay, sir. Are you reporting an emergency?
I stole the Roland Rumble title, and I'm also the biggest piece of crap in the Federation. Let's just say I need somebody to come and force me out of my house and arrest me.
Oh, you were reporting a robbery, is that correct?
A robbery, and also reporting somebody for being a piece of crap.
Okay, sir. Are you or is anyone else in immediate danger?
No danger, just shit.
Sir?
Yes, this is Slapshot.
Sir, are you in any danger right now?
No, sir.
I think I'll have to bring in my supervisor to help take care of your needs. If you could hold on 1 second.
No problem.
Respondent 309, what's your emergency?
Hello. This is Slapshot. I'm reporting myself for being a big piece of crap, stealing multiple items like the Roland Rumble Championship and also the Stanley Cup.
Okay, sir, and you're saying there's an item that was stolen by you?
Yes, multiple items.
Yeah, where would the item be, sir?
What item?
The item that you're speaking about that you said is stolen.
Slap shooters, count it with me. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, sir. We'll have a car sent to you immediately. Do you wish to stay on the line?
Yes, if you want to hear me make crap noises, because that's all I make.
Sir, go right ahead.
My crap shooters, count it with me. 1, 2. Yes.
Hello? Hello, sir. Responded 204. Are you on the line?
Yes, I'm here.
Are you able to make communication?
I believe the caller is crying.
Sir, are you all right?
Currently under a pile of more items.
Of more items, sir?
Yes.
Is it a weapon?
What items are you referring to?